Now look at this.
These people are mad because you're a beautiful woman and they perceive you as perfect. That's why they want to hurt you. You see, there are some people who get so jealous and envious of other people's beauty that automatically makes them want to harm you in some way. Jealous, envious people who do not have a filter or control over their emotions are easily irritated by the beauty or attractiveness of another woman, especially other women. When you are around jealous, envious women who perceive you as being perfect, these are people who can be very dangerous. They can cause you mental and physical issues, for lack of another word. These people perceive you as being perfect, and because of that, they don't know how to receive you. It's a shame that you almost get penalized for being an attractive, beautiful woman. Women who take care of themselves, women who give time and attention to their looks, to their beauty, to their skin, to their weight, to just how they show up in the world, these are often your women who are targets for jealous, envious women. And it's all because you look like you care about yourself. The image of perfection. I want to talk about that. A person who is insecure, when they come across the woman who has this image of perfection, meaning you look good, you feel good, you smell good, you carry yourself with pep in your step, you might be well spoken or well read, you might have a good career or a business, you might be a stay-at-home mom, or you are just happy in your life. People who are jealous and envious and they see that outer beauty, that outer joy, they perceive that as somehow being perfect, that automatically makes you a target for them. People who are miserable with their own lives, when they don't see the beauty in themselves or the beauty in the little things, they seek to destroy the women who do. This is the reason why many times on the news and on TikTok, on Facebook, on different social media platforms, you hear about women who are in all kinds of altercations, all kinds of issues when they were seemingly minding their business. And oftentimes, the common denominator is that these women look good. Attractiveness to a jealous, envious hater is like the ultimate threat. It's because not only do they normally carry darkness in their heart, they show it on the outside. The first person that comes to mind with this is Tokyo Toni. And while this is not about her, people who are inherently broken and they refuse to deal with that brokenness, so they target other people who they see having the joy and looking good and feeling good, having what they wish they had. These are your people who normally look like, for lack of a better word, trash on the outside. This woman, she was not always the way that she was, or she didn't always look the way she looks right now. But over time, people who are jealous, envious, and just straight up miserable with their lives, they begin to look very distorted, very ran down. So when they come across women whom have this image of perfection in their eyes, that automatically makes you a target. Another situation.
Hey y'all, so I just wanted to add my 2 cents on the video where she's talking about the whole jealousy and how people are, can be jealous of you because they think you're perfect or what they deem to be perfect, or, you could be virtuous in spirit, or, just things like that. I also wanted to say that people can also be jealous of you even when they have more than you. She was saying like, oh, they're jealous of you because, you take care of yourself, you may have money, you keep yourself up and all that stuff, right? But they can also be jealous of you even if they have more than you. And I think that's more of a spiritual thing where you like glow from the inside out, and you may like hone different gifts and talents and skills and abilities, things that they may not have. And they may wonder like why that person has this and I don't have that. How come this person can do this and I can't do that? Stuff like that. And that's more of a comparing yourself to somebody, as opposed to looking within to see your own personal gifts and talents, skills and abilities. So people can definitely be jealous of you even if they have more than you. People can be jealous of you if you're on the same level. And when I mean by that, I mean like, let's say physically, right? Maybe you guys are shaped the same. Maybe you guys live in the same environment. Maybe you guys go to the same school. You know what I mean? So like, even in regards to that, they can be jealous of you even if you're on the same playing field in a physical sense. I honestly feel like people can be jealous of you no matter what. It's not something that you can get away from. It's not something that it's nothing you can do about that. You know, everyone is raised differently. Also, there are parents who are very jealous humans, right? And they can instill that in their kids, and then their kids can grow up and they can be extremely jealous of other people because it was taught to them to be extremely jealous of other people, right? Or to always want what somebody else has, or to always want somebody to give them shit, you know, even if they never give anything. And you know, so a lot of the conditioning we hone comes from our parents or whatever guardian has raised us, right? So it's not something that you can get away from, guys. It's a part of life. That's why it's a saying that goes that you can't change. That's why there's a saying that goes that you can't change other people. Only other people can change other people. All you can do is change yourself. So just concentrate on changing yourself and making yourself better, because when you make yourself better, ultimately you make the world better, because you will affect people around you, right? Who will appreciate how you are, and they may want to adopt some of your ways of being, right? Pick up the good stuff, hopefully, right? So yeah, it is what it is. It's the world we live in. It's sad, you know, that jealousy and envy exists, and it's sad that it exists to like extreme levels, right? Like extreme levels is like dangerous, right? The lady in the video was also saying how, you know, being beautiful can be dangerous, right? Because people can get so enraged about your beauty, or so enraged about your intelligence, just so enraged about your spirit, you know, your aura, whatever, that it can drive them to do things that are not so nice, right? It could drive them to bully you. It could drive them to poison you. It could drive them to, you know, try to, you know, force things on you. Like, you know, like, okay, I'm gonna use this as an example. Some people can be so jealous and envious of you, right? And like really hate your spirit so much because your light shines on their, how does it go? Your light shines on their demons, something like that, right? Your light irritates their demons. That's the saying. Your light irritates their demons so much that they want to physically hurt you, and they could want to do something like really cruel and get you hooked on drugs, right? So, you know, they could either try to put some type of poison or drugs in your food or your drink, to try to like mess with your nervous system, to try to throw your mind off whack, right? So that it makes you less intelligent, so that it hopefully messes up your looks, or at least it puts you in a mindset of such a low vibrational mindset where you don't want to concentrate on your looks, right? Like you don't want to put in the effort to make yourself look presentable. You don't want to put in the effort to dress decent. You don't want to put in the effort to take a shower, you know, walk around, you know. You don't want to put in any effort because you're so in a depressive state that you just look disheveled every day, all day, right? Like there are some people who are so jealous and envious of people that they want to bring them down to those levels. They want to see you disheveled every day. They want to see you sad every day. They want to see you depressed. They want to see you just hating life and hating yourself. And, you know, because if they can get you to that level, then it's like, great, now I feel like they're beneath me And now I feel better about myself because I got that amazing person to drop way below me. And I feel wonderful, right? Until another person comes along that is just like the person that they kicked down to the ground. And, you know, they get so jealous and envious, you know, envious and enraged over how wonderful they are. And then they want to, you know, attack them too. Now they're the next target. So with people like that, they're never going to be satisfied. It's crazy because they'll spend every day, all day, you know, creating agendas on how to take down people that they despise or that they envy or that they're jealous of. You know, when, you know, people come a dime a dozen, there's always going to be someone prettier. There's always going to be someone more smart. There's always going to be, you know, you know what I'm saying? So it's crazy that a person would even waste their time doing something like that, when if they just focused on themselves and focused on the pain that they're in, because clearly it's something in them that is hurting them, that they're distracting themselves from, right? They're trying to avoid what their inner issue is, and instead they're projecting their issues on people that don't have nothing to do with them, that probably don't know them from a can of paint, that don't give a damn about them, don't care about their life and how they live it. You know what I mean? It's probably not even paying no attention to their ass at all whatsoever. But, you know, but they're paying attention to them instead of themselves. And so therein lies the problem, right? So I think that if those people, those kind of people, were to just pay attention to themselves and, you know, do the inner work to recognize what they're hurt from, so that they can work to heal those issues, so that they can feel better about themselves and move on with their life and be positive and progressive and productive, you know, productive citizen, you know, to society. And yeah, that would be great for themselves and for the world. You know, live for yourself. If you have kids, live for your kids and yourself. You know what I'm saying? But don't wake up every day living your life trying to destroy somebody else's life because you are that jealous and envious of basically the person's existence. You're jealous and envious of the person's existence because you feel like what they are, you are not. What they have, you don't have. You feel like you lack somewhere or in a bunch of different places. And that is a personal problem. That is a personal problem that you have to deal with. And it has nothing to do with the person that you're projecting all your hate and all your anger and all your animosity on, to the point where now you're getting physically violent and either physically putting your hands on them, or you're doing something with food or drinks or whatever, you know, to try to poison them with poison or drugs or whatever. You know what I mean? To try to take them down. And sometimes people are paid to do stuff like that. You never know. So yeah, jealousy, envy is nasty. Hopefully one day it will dissipate. But until then, protect yourself, isolate yourself if you must, and be kind to yourself and to others because you understand why. Comment.
Jealousy. Envy did this to her.
I'ma do what's up. I'ma do what's up. Hit the door, nice everything. I can see, they say I was tripping, but I know what I want. This girl is different, she got something that they don't have. She how to chill, man. This is what I need. Shine forever, but as long as it's here, then we might as well shine.
A group tried the same thing on me, it didn't work.